Hey everybody, welcome back to another all-new X's for Show, your premier media response show. Now, of course, you can check us out on all of our soch at X is for Show. That's X is for Show. As for me, I'm Nico. You guys can check me out as always at Nico Action. That's Nicoaction. You know, I always used to do that, even when it was audio only, and now I realize that it looks like I'm trying to play a tiny drum of my name.
Also, between that and the fact that there's starting to be a sort of X is for show rhythm, this is turning into slam poetry. And
I'm in. I love it.
I just need you to know. I just need you
So
to know.
slam your social in then, T.
You can find me making fun of other slam poets at TK Elemental and encouraging dogs to bark.
Heck yeah, we are. You can find me on the socials at Kevoreally. That's Kevoreally. And unfortunately, you cannot yet find Nico's beautiful pupper, Bucky, on socials. But maybe we can talk him into it at some point.
Maybe he needs an Instagram account. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe he does. Maybe he needs a show Instagram.
I'm at the amazing boyfriend's house, and we'll be playing with our dog, Bucky. He's the most amazing dog in the world, other than, of course, the two wonderful ladies who live with TK.
That's okay. You can love your dog the most.
Well, speaking of people we all love the most, it would be so difficult. Hey, Tasty Cake.
Hi, Tasty Cake.
It would be no fun to do this show, talking about all these amazing characters, without bringing to the stage our very own favorite guy. Hey, let's bring Jonah to the stage. Hey, Jonah.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Jojo.
Hey, Pat.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on any social at Jonah. That's P-E-A-K. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. That's P-E-A-K.
You got your own drum. Of course you do, little cup.
I love the sassy fingers. Right? You're going for the cymbals. Oh, I like it. So we're here to play a game that I just had to do it. I don't know if anybody's heard, but Marvel's had kind of a funny week up and down, and it's not been their best. And, I feel like Marvel's due for a really good crossover. And I, in my magical powers as editor, have decided to make that happen. We all know what characters are always in every crossover. So it's really just a matter of pulling it together. And I couldn't think of any better people to do that with. Now, I mean, it wouldn't be a game here on X's for Show without me making it a little bit more difficult than that. So we're going to take a look at how to build a team of some of the most recognizable characters in the entire Marvel Universe without any one of them being at all recognizable. And I am very excited to have drafted you guys into what is the most unpleasant draft of all time.
You're basically just talking about gang war.
Yeah. Only I'm not inexplicably putting Shang-Chi on the villain side for some reason. Bizarre.
You know why he's there.
I know. Anyway, so we're going to get this thing kicked off, though, with a pretty important question, right? Now, as always, we start every episode of X's for Show with a question, and today is no different. So even though our teams are, to some extent, predetermined, my big question for you guys is, what would your crossover stakes be? Like, who's getting that crossover? Who's getting the X'd? For me, I think my crossover needs to have some, actual, even if they're temporary ramifications, I want 8 heroes trapped in another dimension for 2 years. I want,
That's Heroes Reborn.
But actually trapped there and trying to get back, not living a new reboot. I want stakes, man. Whatever it takes. For me, I just needed to feel like at least 2 years of comic reading will be a little different. How about you guys?
My stake is always going to be the same until somebody lets me do it. It is the rush to get Franklin to stop fucking with everybody's ages and time. And the whole point of the crossover event is just to reset Marvel for another 60 plus years so that we can keep saying, I don't know if the X-Men were in school 5 years ago or if it's been 30 years. Who can say? Is Cyclops 28 or is Cyclops almost 50? Question mark. Blame it all on Franklin Richards. Team's got to go get Franklin. What?
I want to add to that. I would love it if there was a meta awareness to it. And some people got pulled down to younger while their contemporaries got pushed up. What if Boom Boom is given an opportunity to be 14 and try again? What if she is
without letting Sabretooth out of the cage for sure.
That's in that list I gave you. That list of all the Ascani stuff ever. That's in that list.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think to me that's like the last unmined big thing. Like, we're doing gods, which is kind of gonna it feels like it's kind of gonna ultimately be like a rehash of the very high level thought of Time Runs Out and Secret Wars. Like, who really controls the Marvel universe? Who is on panel a stand-in for editorial and the writers? I think we're going to see a lot of that in Gods, and I think we've seen it before. It happens with the Celestials. But one really big thing is nobody's ages are adding up at all. And DC just keeps being like, yeah, we know the universe just reset. 2 years later, we reset the universe again. It's another crisis. I'm having a midlife crisis. So I feel like Marvel gets one big one.
Yeah.
I'm having an identity crisis.
Yeah,
All
identity crisis.
That's my
Also,
crisis. So.
The greatest thing in the world was Marvel releasing Identity Disc.
Identity Disc, the same month as Identity Crisis, was the dumbest thing.
Just to confuse moms at a comic book shop.
What a stupid move. To this day, it reads like the dumbest.
It is the smartest thing they've ever done.
Dumbest. Dumb as hell.
Absolutely brilliant. The cost to parents everywhere, I think, is great. But yeah,
okay.
Sick.
I just think the one thing we got to do is acknowledge that this is all completely fucked up. There was one last week that was just insane. I will never remember it, but like, is Storm 50? Is she 25? You tell me, friend.
Well, let's ask the one who's 25.
Yeah.
Jonah.
No. Are you the same age as Storm?
No, but I'm about to say, as the one who's closest.
You needed a segue.
I needed the segue. Tell me, what are your crossover stakes?
Usually medium rare with like a nice side of potatoes. Oh wait, no, you're talking about for comic.
Get that crust on the outside.
Yeah.
The
nice
bark
seasoning, nice char, if you will. So my stakes. Well, to be fair, I haven't read a massive amount of crossover events. Give me the lowest stakes possible. Give me something that literally has no actual bearing on anything important ever, and I
really respect that.
I want it to be the dumbest event in the entire world. Like, who's the best
I
knitter?
probably liked your steak joke.
Good,
but
I'll be here for
no.
the entire episode.
I really get where you're coming from. Sometimes it's cool to see it be important. Sometimes it's cool to just have fun.
Just give me dumb stuff. I mean, we're not even that far away from the original Contest of Champions, where they A, had the dumbest competition in the entire world, but B, forgot who each person was on whose team. They switched people around because for convenience for the plot, but forgot who was on whose team. It's like, no, they didn't actually win. Give me dumb stakes. Give me it's a knitting competition, and the best knitters from across the Marvelverse are all trying to make the best sweater for their grandson or something. I don't know.
Oh my God. Ten of Swords flashbacks all over. So
that was meant to have stakes. And then it was this weird ritual for Opal to Saturnine.
You thought you were going to Peter Luger's, but at the last second they were like, here's your Impossible Burger. Welcome to Wendy's.
She truly was like, I'm going to do this entire thing in order to get Brian to love me finally. Which truly, in and of itself, would be iconic.
I don't even think she wanted him to love her. I think she just wanted a smidge of dick. She's like, all these weird fish creatures I have around me cannot dick me down properly.
Speaking of steaks, Tasty Cake says that he would like his wooden stab, and I think we have a lot of Buffy fans.
Buffy
here,
Summers honors you with your recommendation.
As far as my crossover stakes, I love that everyone has different things, because I came up with mine before you guys went, and for once, I don't have to make up a brand new one. I love that we all have really different specific takes on crossovers. Mine is I just want to see something kind of new. There's a lot of things that haven't been done. How many times have the Avengers fought against or with the X-Men? I'd like to see something we haven't seen before. People who haven't met before meet. And maybe they've met before in ways we don't know, and this is how we find out.
So and news.
Yeah. I would like something new. Jonah would like something a little low stakes and fun. TK wants somewhat the opposite of that. But that's
high
the
stakes.
great thing.
Most
The
important
great
stakes
thing
ever.
the great thing about crossover is that there are so many different kinds that we can all have what we want at different times, and sometimes at the same time.
Now, that's actually kind of the point of this game. We all get to have the same thing, but we're going to have it a little bit differently, right? In the grand tradition of a DG Chichester, right? So DG Chichester was once tasked, right? They said to we got to go back a little bit further. It's 1986, and a guy named Ralph Macchio, not that one, the other one, Ralph Macchio, not on Cobra Kai, says, "What the fuck do you mean I have to replace Frank Miller on Daredevil for a second time?" No! And everybody goes, "Oh, yeah." And he has the brilliant idea to bring on Ann Nesenti. Ralph Macchio moves on. DG Chichester is the assistant editor on Daredevil, and it's time to replace Ann Nesenti. And wouldn't you know it, DG Chichester picked DG Chichester. It's a real Dick Cheney situation, right? So I have decided to be the DG Chichester Cheney of this here Daredevil Bush administration. And I'm also going to be playing the game while editing the line. These things happen. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at a predetermined list of characters, because there's just certain people that are always going to be in the event no matter what. Now, the problem is some of the more, let's say, better known versions of these characters are currently unavailable due to other commitments. You're going to be the person that tells J. Michael Straczynski that you're using Captain America during his run after what happened during Thor? I do not think so. So we're going to be taking a look at a real who's the fuck who of other versions of characters, and we're going to see who comes up with what team and just how much fun we have. So are you guys ready to come with me on a journey through the Marvel's universe, like you've never known?
No, but I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm always ready for every journey with you.
Yeah.
That's
all right.
cute.
Well, then let's start our journey together with a character that's in every crossover. I think when you think Captain America, you think big Marvel event. And so it only makes sense that we would start our event with none other than Captain America. I'm not sure how to not take over the thing, Kevo.
You can take over the thing you have.
Yeah, no, I think...
There we go.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, because JMS is tying up Captain America right now, nobody can use Steve Rogers proper. But as editor, I have procured for us 3 versions of Captain America to pick from. Now, I think it's only fair. We'll start with Jonah, go to TK, and I'll take third. I'll pick third. So with Steve Rogers unavailable, I've pulled together Aaron Fisher, who is the young cool gay kid Captain America, right? Well, if that's not your speed, I have Peter Neely, a Skrull who temporarily replaced Captain America for a few issues there.
What's his name?
Peter Neely.
I'm gonna have to Google this. Keep talking.
Oh, sure, please do. It is Peter Neely, yeah, and also then I guess whoever's left gets the Tsum Tsum. You remember those Disney plushes that are just little fat baby balls of fat, and they're so cute? Yeah, they did comics of those. So there's that Cap too. Jonah, when you look at this lineup of Captain Americas, who do you see charging in with the shield in your crossover?
So, this might be a shocking first draft. I wouldn't take the Tsum Tsum Captain America.
I can't. I think that is just the most Jonah thing in the world. I love that for you.
Because,
yeah, tell me.
Because, I don't care for the Skrull. Too green, not my taste. Aaron's currently powered, and I don't care for that. So, that's a joke. The story was actually pretty good. It's in Marvel Unlimited, one of the love issues. He went back to his hometown after all this stuff happened. And maybe he's going to get it on with Stryker. Who knows? But I know is he's cool, but I didn't want him. I want the Tsum Tsum because I think it's hysterical.
It would appear that Robbie thinks that is the correct decision. So, sum it is, my friend.
I will say, if you continue to Google these creatures, they are abominations, but okay.
Oh,
I love them.
We have such an enormous collection of them to be real Disney fans for you.
They are adorable. I love them.
So, TK, are you going with the gay cap or are you going with the scroll?
Here's the thing. Gay cap looks like he smells.
He is a street level hero, and he used to live on the street. So
yep.
He has very Boxcar Kids vibes.
No, the Boxcar Kids are from like 1954 and had like a parental inheritance and
they're not like hobos that live in boxcars?
No, they're like rich white kids that converted a boxcar into like their studio apartment.
One book they lived in the boxcar, and then they are Oliver style found by their rich family, and then the boxcar is actually in their mansion's backyard.
Yeah, it's just where they do mystery stuff. I lived for the Boxcar Children.
My mom wanted me to.
Hold on. TK, are you actually saying to me that you're going to take...
This is the problem. Scroll? Do I want the scroll? I was trying to Google him. For one thing, I don't love the name Pito Neely.
I love that you started at, I don't believe you that that's his name. And now you're like, but I
No, I couldn't. I thought you were saying Peter or something. And I was like, I don't think there's scrolls named Peter. That's weird.
Peter Neely's Scroll Steakhouse.
This guy appears... Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. He also appears to be mostly an animated dude. He didn't do a lot of comic book stuff.
But, you know, he's there, so...
He is there. Can I fix this teen? I've been asking that question since I myself was about 14 years old. Why learn from my mistakes now? All right, I'll adopt the kid in the coveralls.
The wayward child.
And, you know, I am excited to take on the scroll. You know, maybe it can be one of those he's come to believe he is Cap, and it's kind of a lovely story. I bet I could do something with that. Okay. I
can change him.
Yeah, I could change him.
Maybe he is really seeing how well Hulkling is doing, and he's like, I want to bang a Kree girl, and we're going to have the next Hulkling. He's like kind of a Kris Jenner, but for Skrull dads.
I'm into it. I'm really into it. And I think that's it. We got to move to our next one. Now,
please.
As I'm keeping track of what everybody's getting, by the way.
Please.
As editor man, you know, my first thought is, can you really have a Marvel style crossover without having Spider-Man? And I think I don't think you can. I think legally you might get into trouble. And with that in mind, there was no better place to put Spider-Man than our crossover. But that did kind of remind me that Spider-Man's a little too busy with all of his other titles. But guys, good news. I have found a couple of Spider-Men you might recognize or at least put up with. So let's take... Oh, yeah, I love the idea of a scroll.
Tasty's on our side, yeah.
Well, let's take a look then at some Spider-Men. First up, we have Mayday Parker, but not Mayday Parker like you've known her. Mayday Parker from Earth X, where she is Venom and does not like her dad. We have Gerald Drew, Jessica Drew's questionable son. And, you know, if that doesn't work out for you, we have Miguel O'Malley, Spider-Ham 2099. And, you know, Jonah, you had first pick last time. So, Robbie, you are the smartest guy. Oh, Robbie, you know exactly what to say. I almost let myself. Yes, Jake, exactly. I almost let myself go first to steal Mayday on this one. But TK, it is technically your turn to go first.
First off, is Jessica Drew's baby in 616 also Gerald?
I don't believe he is. So this is specifically MC2.
Yeah, I was just curious because I remembered that she had the baby and I was like, oh, yeah. Okay. So I can either... I'm not taking Pigel. It's just not happening.
Oh, Jonah's heart just grew 3 sizes. He's like sitting there.
Oh my god, I just got that. That's great.
The question is, that's not my Mayday, but it is a Mayday, and my husband says she's a fave, and I've already adopted this this stinky homeless Captain America teen.
That's
Maybe
true.
Mayday can be a good influence, so I will take Mayday because I know a lot about her alternate reality counterpart, and I feel like I can bridge the gap. And I also hate her father.
Well, then you guys really have that to rock together. And speaking of questionable parentage, since I get to go second, I'm gonna take Gerald. I feel like I could do stuff with him. I would have him start the Slingers of MC2 or something, and time pull him to my line. TK, I really think that you deserve to have a character like Mayday on this roster, and I think you could do some real wonders with her. And worst comes to worst, I'll just kill Gerald in the 4th issue. Now, Jonah, that doesn't leave you a whole lot of room, but how do you feel being, I guess, quote unquote, in your case, stuck with Pigel?
Oh, I'm not stuck. That was my first draft, baby. Let's go. I got who I wanted.
Pigel, this team is coming together.
Guys, can we do a Drag Race Ultimate Teams draft challenge where we draft our teams of Drag Race girls and everybody gets one?
Yeah, we absolutely can do that.
So I can have Jimbo. Anyway, sorry.
Yes, we can do that. It's going to take me a while to figure out the scoring system on that one, but Jonah will help me.
I'm down for that. But more importantly, I get who I wanted, which was Spider-Ham. I love Spider-Ham. Well, this is not Peter Porker. This is Pigel O'Malley. So it's not the Spider-Ham that I'm reading, but it doesn't matter. Slapstick hysterical comedy. I hope he's also a vampire. I hope he was I hope he was a pig bitten by like a vampire bat. Like a mutated vampire bat that was also happened to be a spider.
Pigel if he was Kryptonian.
I love it.
Honestly,
nice taste.
Work.
And his dad,
yeah.
I don't know. There's something about an Irish pig to me.
You know what? I'm related to a few. But Robbie, I just want to point out that you're in the game. You're in.
I would eat y'all up with my Drag Race team. Robbie says, come join us. You're welcome.
Don't
anytime.
be so sure. These are budgeted teams. You never know what you can afford.
You're never going to be able to have a Jinx and a Shay on the same team. You know what I'm saying? So
we'll find some way to make it a nightmare.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready. This was our Spiders Men. And, from the Spiders Men to the only man who's ever really ruled my heart, we got to pick some Wolverines. But
the Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
Jesus.
It turned out that so many of them are so popular that we couldn't get them to commit to the event.
You couldn't even give me the Wolverine?
I found a few Wolverines that I think you guys might enjoy. For instance,
have you met him?
Marvel Mangaverse Wolverine with his psychic claws. We have Snicked the Clown. And I just really want to point out, Snicked the Clown was not the floor. The floor is, of course,
no.
Bug from the larval Earth of What the? So, I get to pick first.
What the? You got it.
We got it. You got your what?
We did it. We did it, Teak.
I have to be honest, guys. I'm taking Mangaverse Wolverine.
I'm shocked.
The other two are just too horrible. But the good news, you guys, is since that's my whole reason, nobody's going to judge anybody for their choice. And the thing I need to say is because of the rules of drafting, that does mean that Jonah is next. So Jonah, your choice is either Snicked the Clown or Wolverine Bug.
Snicked the Clown. It just looks like I don't know. No.
Fizzbub.
No.
Fizzbub. Fizzboob. No, I'm taking Wolverine Bug. I'm taking Wolverine Bug from the Wolverine. Honestly, it's fitting with my vibe anyway to take Wolverine Bug.
I was gonna say you're making a chibi Avengers, and I sort of love it.
This is. I will say the Wolverine Bug was probably my second choice. The Marvelverse, the Larvalverse, I should say, is what I'm slightly familiar with because I do like the X Bugs. They are actually quite funny to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm so sorry, TK. You have to. You get
That's
that.
okay. I can work with this. I feel like unsheltered Captain America probably has known a few clowns as he's ridden the railways.
God. Guys, we're really building some cool teams.
Oh my God, Nick, you are killing me. Anyway, yes, this is my clown. I don't wear wigs, and I will deal with him.
Professor Snicked. Yeah, no, Robbie's with you. Robbie would also choose the clown, evidently. So.
I mean, he's ultimately like terrifying. I think there are plenty of people who would just run away from the fight based on his appearance. Does he have claws? What's going on here?
It's the Eddie Izzard bit. Why wouldn't you want gays in your military? If I got to battle and I saw them just covered in makeup, I'd be like, oh shit. Oh, and they've got guns, run. So
yes. Don't give a queen a gun. Mm-mm.
Now, we're a really progressive title here. We don't want to do the thing you're expecting, as you can tell. So when we said we wanted Hulks, no anime Wolverine, I tried to keep it to things that were specifically comic first. There's one exception that I made because it is my favorite in the world. But yes, that is that was on the list actually.
Next time.
But we're not doing Hulks. We're doing She-Hulks. There's no choices. Now, because we all actually might need somebody who can do a fight, that's actually She-Hulk from X-Men Forever. The only thing different there is it's just 1992. She's just She-Hulk. There is also what if the editors of She-Hulk tried to meta reboot She-Hulk with a new She-Hulk, Lil She-Hulk. And then there's Avengers Baby She-Hulk. And please be aware that the Avengers babies are the exact same thing as the X-Babies. So they oscillate between cute and obnoxious. Now, Jonah, per the rules, you go first. And I have to assume you're either, because you can do anything. You could either cast adult She-Hulk as nanny for the Muppet Babies of your team. You could put that Steven Universe looking She-Hulk right on your team, or Tasty Cake, you and me both. And then there's lastly the She-Hulk that looks like your team. So I'm fascinated.
So I'm going to pick something quite out of the realm. One you didn't think I was going to take. I'm taking X-Men Forever She-Hulk.
Oh,
no. I'm taking X-Men Forever She-Hulk. One, comic relief for my team, because she's going to be the straight man. That's number one. Number two, now your teams have to deal with those two things.
Those two things, he says.
Because neither of those are Jen. Those are... Well, I do like Avengers Baby She-Hulk, but little She-Hulk is... Listen, Amethyst turned green. I don't like that. I don't like the pose. I don't
not
like
order it. Sending it back.
Return.
Unfortunately, the bad news for Nico is that he will be taking it because I want that Avengers baby. I am the ultimate babies aficionado. I love the X-Babies so much. I think they are so much fun. I think since we have discovered this week that we are apparently saying farewell to Krakoa, that we got that fucking Alex X-Baby in the initial House of X preview that never showed up. We never got the X-Babies in the Krakoan age. We really are hitting a point of true tragedy, but perhaps I can make it better by bringing in Avengers Baby She-Hulk with the general youth and terror with the Snick to the Clown of my team. I feel like she will add a nice little flavoring to the whole thing.
So, I love your guys' perspectives on this. And I just want to say real quick, everybody, it's going to get a little bit dark behind me. My favorite, I feel like a sorcerer in October and November. that is my like favorite time of year. So if it starts to get a little dark, I might need to move inside. So if I do disappear suddenly, it's just that I'm outside on a farm.
You can also just go to commercial.
Right. But you guys have made a couple of really amazing points that have really made me excited. You know, TK, your team actually does have like an actual kind of carnival feel.
Yes.
Jonah, your team actually has like a magical little kids feel, and She-Hulk really would raise them in some ways. My team are people who literally know they're not the main thing. It's a Skrull. It's a guy who grew up obsessed with Spider-Man. It's Lil She-Hulk, who their, acknowledgement is that she's a replacement She-Hulk. I'm actually really excited about having Lil She-Hulk on my team, even if she does look like Steven Universe porn in a way that makes me feel very sick inside. I feel like we can tone down anything and make it work. So I really am excited to have Lil She-Hulk on my team. And from Little She-Hulk to somebody you knew had to be on this list. My king. So I want to talk a little bit about the Thors on this list. When Thor isn't available, who do you get for the crossover? You get Better Ray Bill! And you have yourself a real good time. I have never hated a piece of art more than I hate the thing in the middle of this page. I literally hate that so much. It's really hard to talk about. God, I hate Howard the Thor. Also, though, Uncle Ben Thor from the All Uncle Ben verse. I feel
what?
Wait, Nico, a quick Google shows there are other options for this Howard the Duck Thor.
Right, but when I saw this image, I couldn't let it go. I hated it too much, and the power was real.
That's unhinged.
Now, TK, it
Yeah.
is your choice first.
Yeah.
And I think no matter who you pick, I win. Because I go second. So I can't be stuck with that hideous freak. Jonah, you can have a bunch of Howards on your team. So TK, who are you going to take for this team? Oh my God, Donald Blake! I can't stand
Donald Duck
you.
Blake.
That is brilliant, Jake. That is so
Absolutely
brilliant. You just read him. Oh my God.
Tasty Cake nailed it. BRB is my boy. I have loved him since the early 90s. I do not need him to go on a quest to get his original face back. I will fuck him horse-faced. I think he is gorgeous and very powerful and much cooler than Thor. And that's who I will be taking. I think he probably will hate everybody else on this team, but he'll grow to love them.
I think that's exactly how I feel about Jonah getting Howard the Thor. I will be taking Uncle Ben Thor because I like nice old men. And he seems like... Shock. He seems like a Thor that might need help crossing the street, and I would love to do that for him. Jonah, how do you feel about getting that?
If you Google a single other image of this person, Jonah, you will be very happy with getting this pick. Nico, really...
I did my own research.
All right,
I, like a smart individual, did my own research on the topic of things. And you just don't like this image. This Howard the Thor is actually very cool and works well with what I'm trying to draft.
Yep, I love it for you.
Well, congratulations. No, for real. I just thought it was a ridiculous image and I couldn't not.
I don't know, though, because I don't know that I agree necessarily that any other Howard Thor image is fine. I don't find this less horrifying.
I love the Mickey Mouse nun behind him.
Yeah, I know. I think he looks great here with the long hair. I think he's working.
He doesn't look
that's like
awful.
This one's
but
good
it's
too.
not dramatically better.
I like this one because his eyes are red, so he's just very stoned.
And I'm here for it. Deal with it.
All right, guys. We go from one bird to another. When you think most cosmic beings in the galaxy, who comes to your mind?
Galactus.
Why, I heard all
Howard
of you.
the Thor.
Moondragon.
Phoenix.
I was going to say Silver Surfer.
And I've picked 3 Phoenixes because, Jean's unavailable because Krakoa is falling apart. So we could pick from Lady Phoenix from Avengers 1000 BC. Sorry, 1 million BC. Yoicks. Phoenix Prime from the Malibu Ultraverse. That's Malibu Ultraverse's Prime combined with the Phoenix Force from the Phoenix Resurrection crossover event in the 90s. And then at one point, Marvel tried to make their own manga. And by that, I mean they just made things slutty and weird. And they created a book called Phoenix Legacy of Fire. And it starred sisters Jenna Pyre and Maddie Pyre as they sought to use the very phallic-looking Phoenix sword to control destiny against dark magic of some kind. It's unreadable.
I don't know how to feel about this.
It is all that porny.
You got to give Jenna credit. Her tuck is phenomenal.
That tuck is Trinity the tuck.
What is this? What are
nightmare.
Who approved this?
I read it when it came out.
I keep doing that. I was like, can I zoom in on it? I wanna.
No, don't.
I
can't get any closer than this.
So the good news is I go first.
Yeah.
And as the guy who goes first this round, it kind of seems to me like I'm taken as she is known. Sorry about this, but Lady Firehair. That is her like Thor Odinson name. It's Lady Firehair. And I'm taking her because she is a good choice and the others are not. And I run the show. So that's what's happening. But
It's my day.
TK, I just want you to know it's my special day. I just want you to know, TK, that no matter who you get as you go through this round, it is the same cup size.
Yes. Well, no, I don't think that's correct at all.
Ears are bigger, but
yeah. By quite a lot.
Jonah.
So I know I'm rolling last, and I'm okay either way. Jonah, go for it.
I can't, in good conscience. That's my sleep paralysis demon on the right. He can't stop staring at this image because everything is wrong with it. And part of me is like, do I just pick her? Do I just take it? Do I just put her out of her misery? No, I'm taking Malibu Dan in the middle. That body anatomy.
Malibu Dan.
Yes. Malibu Dan, party man. I don't know how to feel about it. Like, I'm weirdly attracted to it, but I'm also like, no, everything about that looks wrong. Like his bulge, like there's a weird amount of space, but where like his bulge is, like to like where the rest of his like muscles are. There's like a weird. There's muscles on muscles.
Talk more about his bulge.
I don't know how to feel about either of them. But
did you make up Malibu Dan Muscle Man or Party Man?
Malibu Dan, no, but the additive of Malibu Dan Muscle Man, Party Man, yes.
Party Man.
Yeah, I made up that part. Yeah, I'll take the guy in the middle.
Yeah, so, that's okay.
My anime porn queen TK.
I feel like baby She-Hulk immediately goes, "Where are your clothes?" And then she puts on like sweats, and then we're good. Then she's just chilling with the team.
I would love if there was every time there was a gag of them going somewhere, and then your girl on the right is just like, "Oh, I'm here too. Let's go!" And then someone has to stop her and be like, "You're too naked for this," and just drags her off panel as she's
No.
And then later she shows up and is in something completely unfashionable, but entirely body covering, just like a parka.
And then she's escorted off again.
One more time. That has to wait for the episode with Robbie. Stop talking about detox.
Go on. I like my choice.
I love your choice. I put it here. I would have been happy with literally any of these 27. Mm-hmm. So, however, actually, I would not be happy with one of them. And it is unfortuitous that I pick third on this next one. I've never been madder at myself because I lost track of the numbering. Anybody who knows me knows that Elektra is my personal choice of magical spirit.
I put the wrong one. Sorry.
No. So on the left is Ultimate Elektra from the Ultimate Universe. There's a magazine called Back Issues Magazine that literally just like tells you the price of old comics. And sometimes they get official permission to do special things. And this was a warmly appropriately dressed Elektra in winter from an issue of Back Issue. This is her only panel of existence. And on the far right exists in one joke panel ever. It is Elektra.
I know who Jonah's picking.
Yeah, I'm obviously picking Elektra.
Are you
She's gonna kill it on your team.
Look at her. She's perfect. She's literally like a little sock puppet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you fucking weirdo. I can't stand it. I'm obsessed with your fucking every bad choice.
Why would I want any of the normal looking ones? No, give me the weird one. Give me her. She's beautiful. She's perfect. She's beautiful. She's like Linda Evangelista.
Look at her. Her little Sneep face.
She looks so dumb. I love her.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Well, if you're happy, I'm happy for you. Dude, I'm keeping a track of everybody's list, and I'm gonna send it to Kevo. It's really good. TK, I've never wanted you to be into the Ultimate Universe more in my entire life, because you have to know that I am completely illogically obsessed with an appropriate, warmly dressed wintertime Elektra, right?
Remind me who's on your team right now.
My team,
Yeah,
is the Skrull,
yeah,
Spider-Boy from MC2, so take some
Yeah.
pity.
Yeah.
Wolverine from the Mangaverse, freaky little She-Hulk, Uncle Ben Thor, so like he can even lift the fucking hammer, and Lady Phoenix.
Well, if he's worthy, he can lift the hammer, and Lady Phoenix. So yeah, I will take Ultimate. You kind of don't. You don't have anybody super Muppety. You need like a real. I was gonna take her so she could give some clothes to Jenna Pyre, and I figured it would balance out. But I figure Jenna Pyre can use Snick the Clown's never-ending scarf. Cover up. And I feel like Ultimate Elektra Nachos will be also very horny for Beta Ray Bill, who probably requires lots of satisfaction to do great battle. So here we are.
Does anybody else miss Chi-Chi's where they used to be able to order a plate of Ultimate Elektra Nacho? Anyway, yeah, I just anyone who knows me in person knows that I become inconsolable at the sight of a really cool cosplay or a Disney face character in an unusual outfit. And so warmly dressed Elektra is my queen. That's what we're going with. All right, now every crossover needs a villain, and mine is currently that car. But if I had another villain, I put two in, because you need a little villain, like a fake bad, and then a good bad. You know what I mean? And I have never been more into this character in my entire life. I'm waiting for the day that Marvel gives TK a book for him. I pulled together three of the greatest Doctor Dooms of all time. I mean, Doctor Doom was unavailable. I didn't do this on purpose. He was unavailable, so I had to do this. And,
Totally.
Anybody who's read Heroes Reborn might recognize Dr. Juggernaut, who was a really fantastic addition. B is Dr. Doom from a traveling Thunderbolts carnival from an issue of What If, for which he was the leader. And that Groucho Marx looking motherfucker is comedic.
I can't.
Dr. Doom.
If there's justice in the world, I will get my first draft.
TK goes first. So TK has the choice of Dr. Juggernaut, the Dr. Doom from a traveling Thunderbolts carnival, or comedic Dr. Doom.
So I have been rewatching one of the greatest and least sung television shows of all time, 2002 to 2003's Carnival.
Boys in Outer Space. Oh, not what I was expecting.
Murder you in your sleep. Carnival, amazing show. Truly recommend it to everybody. It's got magic. It's got a Ferris wheel. It's got tons of incest. And it's just a real fascinating look at how things were in the early 2000s. But between my like Bindlestick hobo cap, there's somebody else on there that works for all this. I feel like that cap has this villain, and it's Dr. Doom from a Traveling Thunderbolt Carnival. Like, they met on opposing railway tracks going opposite ways. They are the boxcar children. So I will be taking Dr. Juggernaut. Actually is very badass, and you know, I do feel like I feel bad that Beta Ray Bill might be a little OP for what we're doing here, but who knows? Maybe this Traveling Carnival guy, I mean, if you watch Carnival, it can get real magical and real powerful before you know it. So maybe that's this Dr. Doom. So I will be taking him.
You know, I really hope that with Jonah, I really hope that with Jonah, I was not sure if I was going to say Jono or Jonah, but what I really hope that Jonah wants is I really hope he wants comedic prop Dr. Doom.
I think he does.
Because I have my heart set on Dr. Juggernaut. Oh, are you sad about it?
Do you want Dr. Juggernaut for your team?
No, I was making I wanted to.
Oh, thank goodness!
I was playing with expectations. So
you were being comedic prop, Dr.
You flipped the script.
Yeah, I wanted to flip the script.
I actually really want Dr. Juggernaut. The whole thing is that Sidarok will never work with anybody who believes in a god greater than him, and I would love to write that negotiation. How Dr. Doom is having to create this parallel. It really brings into focus. You know. I don't know. I also think with a character like Dr. Juggernaut, you are kind of looking at a ship of Theseus kind of proposition. Because is it really Dr. Doom or is it really Juggernaut at the heart of it all? I think there's a lot to be said there. Tasty Cake, I love your perspective. I also really wanted a complete line of Heroes Reborn action figures. I loved that whole run. I've been canceling omnibus pre-orders like crazy because they just haven't been living up to expectation. Sometimes the binding isn't powerful enough. Sometimes it's a few too many pages for the wait. But no matter the condition of that, I am definitely picking up the Heroes Reborn volume. But yeah, I'm going with Dr. Juggernaut. He is my hero. I love that thing. That thing's fucking hideous and perfect. Jonah, tell me why you need Groucho Marx in an iron mask, like some sort of Dumas nightmare gone laughing.
Well, listen, I'm going for dumb comedy, low stakes, and honestly, he fits right in. He's got, you know, a dead rubber chicken. I hope it's a rubber chicken.
I hope it's dead.
Honestly, if it was a live rubber chicken, I don't know how to feel about that. The cigar, I don't know. The definitely not Doom glasses are just so hysterical to me that he's wearing this on a mask. It's literally like the peak of comedy. He's literally perfection. This is who I wanted.
You know, that makes me so happy because I've purposely designed a final round where, only I win. So too often it actually isn't a Wacky Exiles crossover. Do you know how many of these are actually from Exiles, Robbie? I don't care for Thanos at all, but he makes for a great final villain, you know, and I just want to point out that I've pulled together 3 Thanoi here. On the far left, I've actually put it out of order, my apologies. On the far left is Thor's drawing of Thanos from one of the post-credits scenes when Thor is explaining what he's been through to Bruce and Strange. He draws...
Oh, they're out of order, yeah.
Yeah, he draws that to represent Thanos. The guy in the middle is my mini Marvels Thanos that I grew up with by Chris Girasculo. He is just such a great guy. He drew this perfectly brilliant, funny little series of strips.
Stick man.
Yeah. And then also there's this Thanos. I can't even say it. There's this Thanos pinata from Nova number 10. And
Thanata.
You were about to say Thanos, weren't you?
I was about to say Thanos.
Thanatos.
No, why would you do that on air?
Because we love you.
I'm going to take Thor's drawing of Thanos because I think a silly cartoon drawing of what a god fears has to have some magical properties.
Yeah.
If a god fears that, you can make a pretty cool story out of that. There's no version of Thanos that is the fears of a god that doesn't work. But Jonah, you get to pick second. Which Thanos would you draft? A cute little baby stick boy Thanos, or this pinata? Sorry, that was a gross noise, but it's a pinata.
Which one do I have? The first one or the third one?
Second or third.
Oh, okay. So I could have Thor's drawing of Thanos.
No, they're out of order. I took Thor's drawing of Thanos. You can have the mini man, or you can have the pinata.
Oh, okay. I see where my confusion is. No, I want the mini Marvels one. I want the little guy. Look how cute he is. He looks like a little teenage Thanos.
Oh, I agree. And he fits your team really well. You're a very adorable team. Now, TK, I really need to know how you're going to incorporate this Zenyatta.
Do you want to know right now?
How are you going to incorporate the Zenyatta into your story?
So, Doom acquires it, and he is certain that he can like do great magic with it. And, you know, he sets up the carnival and he gets everybody to come to the attraction, and he thinks that he's gonna like do the magic and release the Zenyatta, and it doesn't work. You know, nothing happens, and Beta Ray Bill says, "No, screw this," and smashes it with his hammer, and what is unleashed from it is just absolute hell and chaos. The entire army is just Trojan horse inside the pinata, falling out. Yep. So that is how I will be using it. I am very excited about this. Yeah.
Wow. I really, truly love that. Now, we're getting close to the end of our broadcast, and in that time, Kevo is actually currently secretly at work on a magical project, right? But while that's happening, it's just the list. I've been secretly writing down the list while we've been working. It's no big deal. But one of the things that I want to point out is that I actually really think that we have the possibility of making really cool books out of each one of these pitches. So I think one of the things that I want to point out is, Jonah, your team is amazing. So, Jonah, you've cast characters like a magical Tsum Tsum toy of Captain America, a pig version of Spider-Man 2099, who is a vampire psychic version of Spider-Man, as well as Howard the Thor and Electra. What was it that made you think, man, I love these animal iterations of characters?
Truly, I was going for some like wacky races, wacky vibes.
I love wacky racists.
Oh, no, I don't like any of them. I wanted to go with the vibes of what I like. Low stakes, dumb kind of humor. And I was like, what is the dumbest team of these dumb characters that you're making me draft? And I don't know. You gave me some picks, and I'm like, oh, these all gel together. These all work. Oh, I like these.
You know, that's such a cool thing about the nature of Marvel's sort of multiversal silliness. It always kind of comes back to the same core identities. Now, while we're taking a look at all of our teams, I just want to take a quick look back through our teams. TK, when you decided you were going to go with Aaron, and then you took Mayday, which I think is sort of a really good balance. One of the things that I noticed that was running through a lot of your characters is the nature of how many of the characters you picked are characters in sort of a fluctuating point of development. Characters who have a chance to grow. Did you actually try to pick that, or was it just I have made a horrible list?
It's mostly that you made a horrible list, but yeah, I mean, this is the thing about comics. If you shake that dice and throw it down enough times, you will create a pool that any good comics fan should know what to do with. You know, Mayday and Aaron both being teens all right, we got a thing right there. You know, you add baby She-Hulk, and we know that the babies are not actually babies. They're kind of pint-sized terrors with, you know, foul mouths and all that. We've got 2 serious adults on the team in Beta Ray Bill and Electra Nachos. And, you know, we're looking at, I'm forgetting one person.
Oh, so your team consists of Aaron Fisher, Spider-Girl, Spider-Venom, however you want to split it, Snicked the Clown.
Snick the Clown, thank you.
Yeah, Snicked the Clown.
So we get Snick the Clown in the mix, and then, like, I'm thinking, as I said, you know, Snicked and Aaron are both probably people that have been on the streets and, you know, traveled the crust punk railways around the world. I happen to get that. I mean, I picked the Doctor Doom, but, you know, my options were limited. I couldn't take everybody that I wanted, but I got that Doctor Doom, who is a traveling carnival. So now we have a whole thing going on here. And then what works better at a carnival than a piñata? You know, this was not a crazy stretch in any way. This all kind of came together right off the top of the characters coming together. But I genuinely feel like if we restarted this whole thing and I had to pick, you know, if I still got Aaron, but I got Electra, I think I could still figure out how to make it a team where a Marvel reader would be like, I see what he was going for there. And that's the fun of comics. If you can stomach it to read enough to get there, being able to have any team be your dream team, as long as you can really think about it, is the fun of the whole thing.
And I think the main thing that my team sort of focused around was the idea that I wanted to cast characters that I thought could be something different. You know, when you think about a character like all the way back, why'd I pick the first one? When you think about a character like Pete O'Neilly, this is just like a silly idea. This was Bendis's Skrull stand-in for Captain America during Secret Invasion, which was, of course, in and of itself, all about who is real. Are the characters we've been following for 8 years really themselves? Are some of them, you know, 1 year in? Are some of them, you know, replaced way back? And that was sort of the nature of what this arc asked us to think about. And so when I saw that Pete O'Neilly was a character when I was working on this, one of the things that kind of stood out to me was how he is a really great blank slate. You know, I think that for many of us, the things currently going on with Marvel are occasionally a little difficult to manage working with. I know for so many of the characters, you know, I don't know where they're going to be after a lot of these resets. They told us that Avengers was resetting a couple of months ago with the Jed McKay run, but now I feel as though things are already resetting again into a new run by Chip Zdarsky. And while I'm very excited about the possibility of a Chip Zdarsky run, Jonah, it has to be really, really like way too much for you at this point, only being an active reader for 5 years and having gone through so many iterations of so many characters.
Yeah, really. It's just one of those things where coming in at what kind of seems like they're trying to do a transition period makes it hard to feel like, oh, how can I really care about these characters if they're just going to change them again so soon?
That's completely how I've felt for the last 30-something years of being a reader. You know, TK, you've been reading since just before me. You have a few more reboots under your belt than I do.
I mean, you know, ultimately we have the same amount because they didn't used to do this. This wasn't ever a problem before. I don't know. My problem is actually not even with the reboot because that will be what it is. We will figure it out. We can't do anything. And part of the problem is we are getting announcements and updates via tweets, via interviews on websites, via the titles of variants. And this is how we're figuring out all this news. And the thing that we've shown time and time again is we can't then respond to show our feelings about it. So we can't all see farewell Krakoa variant, post on Twitter, God, this is terrible, and then have Marvel go, oh, clearly the zeitgeist is kind of saying farewell might be the wrong thing, let's back off. No, those farewell variants are done. They are printed and ready to ship to stores. We're going. The only thing we can hope is that there is enough of a back door. You know, Krakoa still exists with a skeleton crew on it. And this is only if things get really bad, but that there's enough of a back door that, you know, if this decision is really unpopular, in 2 years, we can go back for the second Krakoan age. And it is that mix of, like, Marvel talks to us like we're having a conversation, but acts in a way where they can't react to what we are saying in that conversation. And that the way they talk to us isn't actually conversative. It is through like weird semi-coded messages that we all have to kind of gather around. So it's an odd time. Yeah.
No, like their social media isn't about social. It's about media. So when they say, oh, we're letting you know something cool going on here at, you know, the Marvel campus that we can't wait to tell you about in the next 6 months. No, it was written 4.5 years ago.
Right. So, and it's usually, you know, a lot of this stuff is coming out of an interview that the senior editor for the X Office did, not through a Marvel property, just through a website that covers comic books, which is a great thing to be. We are people who cover comics, so I have no problem with that. But it is not as though we got a press release from Marvel posted on Marvel social media. It is, they had one of their guys go on a fan site, and I'm not always up for going on the fan sites to read about things, to get my news about what's happening with the X-Men, amidst also a lot of like, you know, it's a lot of promo speak. So you get the news, but the news comes with a lot of like, and you're not going to believe what comes next. We've got some really great plans in store. And it's always the same language because no editor has ever gone to an interview and been like, we've got some really stupid plans in store. You're going to hate them. They're garbage.
We regret our decisions.
Yeah, exactly. Nico, I love your fluctuating lighting right now as the sun has fully gone down, and if there's a single change on your screen, it's just an entirely different man.
I'm just a floating head. Yeah, it's pretty dark out here, and it got cold really fast, you guys. So
let's get you inside quick then.
Oh, I do believe we are toward the end of our broadcast. So I really want to say that one of the things that I loved about this broadcast in particular was the opportunity it gave us to examine the ideas of these characters. It wasn't just, oh, you have a Captain America, so pick Steve, Bucky, or Sam. It wasn't just you have a Thor, so Jane, Donald, or Eric. It was you have to pick what makes silly AU characters, their silly AU selves, and makes them exciting. So I really want to comment that it has been such an exciting thing. Now, let's take one more look at everybody's teams. We have Jonah with Captain America Sum Sum, Pigel O'Malley, Wolverine Bug from the Larval Universe, the X-Men Forever She-Hulk. Oh.
They're a little wonky, I'm trying to say. They're you're going to have to, yeah.
Not a problem. Howard the Thor, Phoenix Prime from the Malibu Ultraverse, and Elektra. Elektra, comedy prop Doom, and of course you got Mini Marvel's Thanos, who is too adorable for words. Now I'm going to go out of order a little bit, and I'm going to give some super cool credit to TK's awesome team. And TK, your team is Aaron Fisher, Captain America, Spider-Girl Venom from the Earth X universe, Snicked the Clown, sorry about that one, Avengers Baby She-Hulk, Beta Ray Bill, Jenna Pyre from Phoenix Legacy of Fire, Elektra from the Ultimate Universe, Dr. Doom from a traveling carnival where he runs the Thunderbolts, and also a Thanos. Zenyatta!
Yep. I love my team. I fully have my first 12 issues written out.
Now, I, too, am pretty psyched for my team. I have Pete O'Neilly, the Captain America replacement Skrull, Gerald Drew, Jessica Drew's son from the MC2 universe, Wolverine from the Marvel Mangaverse with those sweet psychic claws. I got Lil She-Hulk. She's a little unsettling. I have Uncle Ben Thor, Lady Phoenix from Avengers 1 million BC, a warmly appropriately dressed Elektra from an issue of Back Issue. I have Dr. Juggernaut from Heroes Reborn, and Thor's drawing of Thanos. So I too think I have a pretty killer first 12. You know what I mean? This is a team, you guys.
You can see Dr. Juggernaut using magic to bring that drawing to life.
Oh my god, and making it the worst monster they've ever faced. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Oh man, I have had such an amazing time here on this broadcast and have really enjoyed getting the opportunity to look at this team with you all. You know, some of the most fun has been, Kevo, your horrified reaction to some of these universes. All Uncle Ben verse, Larval Bug verse. Oh, I've got you on mute for a sec.
Uncle Ben verse is honestly a bigger shock than the Larval verse. Really, truly. That I was not expecting. Now I need that cereal box meme, but it's all Uncle Ben.
Oops, all Uncle Ben's. Man, I guess it's filled with rice for some reason. But, you know, I love making this show. Now, we have a very exciting weekend full of shows, and while our next episode isn't going to be quite as comic related, it's also going to be a sort of unusual cross together, but of some pretty spooky things, and we can't wait to bring that to you Friday the 13th, though sadly, I do believe Jonah will not be joining us for that. So Jonah, until you're next with us, I think Saturday or Sunday, I can't wait, where can everybody find you online?
Hey, if you want to follow me making more weird, wacky teams like this, where we just have a good old time trying to knit some sweaters, which is a good old callback, you can follow me over on any socials at Peak Jonah. That's Peak.
Terrific. I'm so sorry for coughing over it.
I grabbed the wrong banner.
Right. But we can't wait to have you back on with us. And also, I actually would really enjoy doing a DC version of this Tasty Cake. That would be a whole lot of fun. I think we could really do something. Jonah, you down for a DC version of this?
Yeah, I even know less about them, so it's even better.
Ugh, even better. Tori, I don't even know what to say to you, Tori. Tori, I don't even know what to say. So, Jonah, thank you so much, and we will talk to you again real soon.
Bye, Jojo.
Now, we have a really exciting episode coming your way this Friday, where we're going to be taking a look at a pretty cool idea Kevo came up with, where we're going to be broadcasting something pretty unique.
You have to prep me if you're going to pass me the ball like that. You can't just throw it. It hits me right in the face like Marsha. Yes, this Friday we are going to be doing a live broadcast of a new segment that we are going to be piloting for the first time here that we are calling Marathon Makers, where each of us is going to take a 24-hour block and we are going to give you what we think is some delightful holiday programming, this first holiday up being Halloween. So some of us have gone the spooky route. Some of us have gone the more obscure, experiential route. Can you guess which one of us is the weirdo? And can you guess which one of us picked a bunch of TGIF sitcoms?
Well, I'm really shocked that one of us picked a bunch of movies. So,
from the 90s.
Scandalized he is. Well, until we come back to take a look at Marathon Makers, Kevo, where can everybody find you on this amazing interwebs?
See if I had the right banner this time. You can find me on the socials at Kevoreally. That's KEVOREALLY. Teak, if we haven't offended you off the program forever, where can everybody find you?
You can find me getting read to filth all over this internet at TK Elemental. Nico.
Oh, me? Okay. You guys can find me coming up with ridiculous games, putting together lists of AU characters. This was some of the most research I've done for a very short form game, but it was a whole lot of fun, and I really love having the opportunity to do that. And, seeing Tori say she's super excited to watch this marathon segment, I am really excited too. We're going to see just how long it takes us to talk about all of this. So we're going to settle in for a thing. But if you guys want to know a little bit more about me and where you can find me, you can check me out all over the interwebs at Nico Action. That's NICOACTION. I'm not going to do the hands because it's too dark. But if you want to know more about
like one shots. It is.
If you want to know more about this amazing show, you guys can check us out on X is for Show on all your But until then, guys,
X is for Soch.
X is for Soch. Why isn't that our sign off?
Why did that pick up our TV?
Number 1, you got to stay safe. Number 2, you got to be strong. And number 3, oh, no, it's be brave. Yikes, I'm so embarrassed. You got to be brave. And number 3, you got to stay. Too. Yeah, you got to, evolve.
Bravery takes strength.
Because I saw Tasty Cake be like, boop, and I wanted to be like, yeah, boop, man. That's number 4. And then I was like,
oh.
Strong.
Boop stay strong. Boop. Stay boop. So, okay. Stay safe.
Be brave.
Be brave. Evolve daily. That's the same thing.
Stay boop.
Every time. Stay boop. Number 4. Stay boop, guys.
Betty be booping it.
Betty be booping it. Ah!
Goodbye.
Betty boop, and we are out.